city's own land, not just to own it, but to control it for those unique uses that come up that provide value and quality of life to the residents. And it takes long-term planning, long-term investment, and commitment. So first and foremost, the city of El Paso has done that. We're here because of that, Mayor, because of you all's vision and your forward thinking. The other part that really, this was kind of a business discussion in council today. The reality is this is a public-private partnership that wants to bring value to El Paso. Education, for example, both K through 12 and higher ed, hospitality programs. This opens the door to build jobs and education to further the community. And you heard about how other entities are looking to be next to this amphitheater because of their reputation. So I think for moving forward, I always say this, the best is yet to come. There's going to be a lot of work, a lot of partnerships. The corporations now have a place to take their clients when they come internationally and nationally. And Bob mentioned JW. JW Roth, the founder, is passionate about being international, passionate about this is the gateway to international exposure of music. So El Paso is in a prime area to do that. We expect to see a lot of cooperation on both sides of the border. So there's a lot of unique things coming, and it's going to be exciting for the community. So we're looking forward to that.
I'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If anybody's, I'm sure you all have some.
Of course. With these changes that were made, what other obstacles are there for the final signature on the deal to be able to move forward with opening it up to investment? And then I also have some questions about the investment structure.
Sure. So the company can speak to it a little bit more, but really this is the last decision. You heard from them today that they've been working diligently on design. So we'll move into closing up on the property, and then that allows us to go full bore into construction. There's still, your standard permitting, pre-development work that needs to happen. I think they need to do a contractor agreement, but we're ready to move. This is kind of the last step in making sure that we've got all of those kind of unfortunate delays wrapped up, and we're ready to keep this moving.
There was a clause in there that lets you both off the hook. Under what circumstances would you see this deal not going through at any point in time?
So that is a no fault on the company side, only in the event that there is some sort of government entity or, judiciary ruling that says that the development cannot proceed in cases where there is an archaeological impact or something to do with the munitions, that unexploded ordnance. We believe the risk is very near to zero, but we are comfortable, if something above and beyond and outside of everybody's control happens, and saying it was nobody's fault and we can get out of that.
Is it possible to
Yeah.
ask a call?
Yes. No, please. I was just making sure.
Hi. Okay, so as far as the investment model, you guys are largely supported by these, the suites, the memberships, and all that. How many have you sold across your other properties? And do those play into what you're expecting to get out of El Paso's market? Will it be El Pasoans buying any of these luxury suites, or will it be people from out of town?
That's a great question. I would, being a public company, I would point you to our website. We do a fairly good job of releasing our expansion efforts, and particularly how the suite sales and the club sales have progressed, and it's been an amazing growth for us over the past number of years. And so I would point you to that information, be very specific there. To expand on that a bit, it plays a portion in our overall capitalization strategy for building these. One of the exciting things, as we discussed at the dais today, is we're not a company that relies on a substantial amount of debt. We have very little debt as a company. Our objective is to reduce risk by having equity investment in our projects, and we are excellent at that. So we would anticipate having success. We don't just look at this as an El Paso location. It's a regional asset. We believe there's a lot of opportunity south of the border. The purchasers are folks who have an interest in live music and want to make a commitment, and there's some who do it as a function of the return that comes with it. Some are corporate buyers that use it as an enhancement of their engagement with their customers and their clients. So it's a broad base of people that have interest. But I know that if you go to our website, which is up today for the El Paso project, you can start to see the very specific information related to some of those investment opportunities.
You mentioned that El Pasoans will have access to these luxury amenities. How much would the average El Pasoan need to pay to sit in a luxury suite?
That is going to be a market-based price, and it varies significantly based on who the artist is. There is a robust market for those seats. If you go today to the Colorado Springs location, there are Facebook pages where those Fire Pit Suites seats are brokered, and they have a very broad range of costs just depending on the show. So I wouldn't speculate, but it would be an opportunity. Plus, there is, with this 12,500 person seat, facility, we have a combination of fixed seating in the lower bowl, fixed seating in the mid bowl, the Aikman's Owners Club at the center, but we also have the bench seating in the rear bowl. And so there are multiple price points, and our expectation is if there's an artist you want to see, that everybody in El Paso would have the opportunity to take that entertainment experience in.
Questions?
Can you speak to the updated timeline? Karina said you may be operating in 2026. You didn't want to hold you to it?
Yeah, we're going to really get after it. Our objective is to be late 2026. We've got a lot of design already in progress here. We anticipate closing somewhere around the end of April. And so you're going to expect to see us moving very quickly here. Not to say it was a smaller facility, it was a different situation, but we put the Colorado Springs from the moment of breaking dirt to putting on our first show with One Republic August 6th of last year in 14 months.
Speaking of dirt, had the forecasts in El Paso this year make any contribution to your changes on wind walls and things of this nature?
You know, the primary purpose of the wind walls was to expand the season where typically an amphitheater routing season is going to take you from April to October. The wind walls, accompanied with other heating elements that we bring into the inside of the amphitheater, allow us to work 12 months a year. It's going to increase the economic impact. It's going to provide a great deal of flexibility for use of the facility. It's going to allow us, this facility is segmented such that we have multiple different capacities that we can operate at that will give us a great deal of flexibility in terms of the talent we bring in as well.
Last question. Where else have you broken ground on your projects?
Just within the last very short bit in McKinney, Texas. We are well underway in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and we are operating with a full schedule in Colorado Springs. Our indoor facilities that are operating today are in Colorado Springs, and we also have a full indoor operating music venue in Gainesville, Georgia, just northeast of Atlanta.
Thank you all. We have to get the council members back on the dais because we have public comment.
Okay, thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
I'm at your disposal.
Thank you, Mark.
Sir, great job. Thank you.